Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is very exciting because I am going to be reviewing, see how many products I can like, my number one talent, I can hold 3 things at once. I'm just going to be reviewing the Desi and Katy collection with Dose of Colors. I've been following Desi and Katy for so long, and you know, they are super inspiring. They are life goals. I love their friendship so much. I'm super excited to be trying their stuff. I have tried some of the stuff, like the eyeshadows, a couple of them already. I've tried Sue's and I've tried Noli from the girls collection. I have not tried, however, the liquid lipstick, but I've also tried the highlight Fuego. I only picked up 3 things from this collection, so we shall see if I'm going to be purchasing it again once they restock in September. So go ahead and keep watching to see how I got this look. Today it's going to be a very sultry fall look is what I'm going for. So keep watching to see how I got it. So since I want to mostly be focusing on their products, I'm just going to speed through my face. I've already primed my face. I use my Optical Illusion Primer from Decay to do so. I've done my brows off camera, and then I've also already primed my eyelids. So I'm going to move in with foundation. I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever HD foundation stick. Do this on the face. Now I'm just going to blend it out with my Morphe M505 brush. I'm just going to conceal my under eyes and anywhere else on my face that needs a little extra pop of highlight with the Tarte Shape Tape. And then I'm going to blend it out with my Morphe M335 brush. And then using my Pro Glow palette, I'm going to go ahead and do some contouring with my face using the shade. And the brush that I use to just apply it, this is, what is this even called? It's a Visanti brush, and it's one of their eyeshadow brushes, but it's good for contouring, so let's go with it. I'm going to go ahead and just set my face using some of my Spun translucent powder. Now while that sits, let's move on to the eye. First shade, I'm going to go in with Cream Skull from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and we're going to use that as a transition color. am taking this on a Morphe M505 brush too. Switch over palette, and I'm going to pull out the Morphe, the 35B, and I'm going to go in with, I think this color right here. It's more like sage green. I'm going to go in with this one right here. Brush for this, and then just moving it down in my crease. I'm trying not to cover creamsicle up though, because I do want it to peek out. We're aiming more for a fall look with this. So I do want those kind of fall mustardy colors, I don't know, to peek out from it. This brush is easily my favorite too for the crease because it's tapered at the end, so it really helps for kind of digging in there. Moving down, back in the Morphe 35B palette, I'm just going to go down from this shade to this darker green shade right here. I'm taking it on a Morphe M441 brush. So I'm going to be just deepening the outer corner with this mostly, and I'm going to be taking leftover product and kind of sweeping it halfway into the crease. Clean M441 brush and just buff out any edges just to make sure everything is nice and smooth. I'm jumping back, I'm doing a whole lot of palette hopping between these two, but going back to the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to take this, it's like the really deep emerald green shade. I want to say it's called Jada, but I know this one's called Jada, so this is going to be called Jada number 2 because I lost the sheet that says all their names. So this is Jada number 2 now. Picking a little bit of that up. This is the Sigma E25 brush. This is their blending brush. And then just to buff any of those harsh edges out, I'm just taking the Morphe M433 brush. And I know I probably don't have to do this because I know that these eyeshadows are meant to be super poppin', but I do just want to have a little bit of a base, so I'm going to cut my crease just a tiny bit, just so it kind of has a nice no eyeshadow base in that part of my eye for the shadows to go onto. And this is the Morphe G20 brush. This is part of their gunmetal collection. So I have already played with these shadows just a little bit, and let me just talk about the packaging. The packaging for the eyeshadows and the highlighters is the same, and I can definitely say this is the most beautiful packaging that I own. This definitely took the prize after the Mariah Carey collection from MAC. This is just so beautiful, and I know they worked so hard on it. So in the palette, this is titled The Girls. It comes with these 4 eyeshadows. This one is called Sue's. These are all named after their dogs, by the way. That is so cute to me too. So Sue's is more like a champagne type of gold. This one is Noli. This is a pure bronzy shade. Desi's like all-time favorite. This one is Turbo Son. This one's more like a deeper kind of like midnight purple, bluish, black, all those mixed together. And then Harpoon, which is a, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a green with gold reflex, but it's also got some taupe in there too, which I can see. It's really beautiful. And then two of these shades, which is Harpoon and then Sue's, these are meant to be used wet. So for this look today, I think I'm gonna use Harpoon since we're going for a very kind of smoky fall sultry look. Another thing about the shadows too is that most of them, I know that Desi and Katie did touch on this a lot, that they are meant to be used with your fingers. So we're gonna see how this works. I got a little bit of water on my finger. The only thing I am worried about is these claws. So we'll see how this works. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Harpoon on my finger. It definitely does pop on my finger. How do these girls get it in their inner corner? So they definitely do pop. I think Harpoon is definitely beautiful on the lid. The only problem that I do find is putting it on with the finger if you have nails. You're going to be poking your inner corner a lot and it's going to be really tough to get in there, so I do just suggest buffing it out with a brush after. That way you can really get in there. The shadows are able to move around, which is nice so because they are blendable. They're not too foiled where they immediately stick. You still do have some room for blending in there. Love the way that these eyeshadows applied. Like I said, they don't get too foiled. They blend on really nicely actually, and still gives you time to kind of buff them out if they, like, just in case that they dry or something like that. But I am gonna go ahead and just go back to that outer corner and just deepen it up a little bit. So I'm gonna go back in with Jada number 2. I feel like Harpoon didn't look this dark on other people, like when I saw on snaps and everything. It's still really pretty. I just feel like I definitely need to deepen that up because I feel like my outer corner definitely got lost with Harpoon next to it. I'm just gonna kind of wipe off but kind of press into the skin the powder that I have on. That way it kind of helps, kind of makes your makeup set a little better, I feel like. This is a really good tip if you have oily skin too. I'm gonna just go back in with my Pro Glow palette and I'm just gonna move on to the face now. We're gonna go back to the eyes in a bit just to kind of finish them off. But I'm gonna go in with Sculpt and I'm just gonna do some more contouring on my face. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M505 brush. We're gonna take into that contour. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight. So I got, out of the 2 highlights, I got Fuego. And Fuego is the lighter one. So this one I'm just gonna pop on. You can already see that I've already used it. I really like this highlight actually. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this on using a Morphe M501 brush. I feel like this is the perfect gold highlight if you are more fair like me. Sometimes it's hard to find like a gold toned highlight because it can just look like just a streak of gold sitting on your skin sometimes. I need to do some nose highlighting, so I'm all here for a good little nose highlight. I'm gonna do it down the bridge of my nose as well. Okay, now I'm just gonna take my Milani Luminoso blush. This is definitely my favorite blush ever. You can tell by how disgusting I have it. I'm gonna take this on a Luxie. This is just their blush brush. Now that I have my face on, I am going to transition back to the eyes. So I'm going to finish off my eyes by doing some lashes and then the under eye as well. To my Morphe 35B palette, and on an M506 brush, I'm just going to pick up that same sage green color. And I'm going to bring this underneath my eye. Same brush once again. I'm going to go into the darker green color that I used. I'm just deepening up that lower lash line so it connects better to that smokiness and gets a more intense smoky eye. And now, once again, palette hopping. We're just gonna go back to the Jaclyn Hill palette and we're just gonna pick this one up. And on a Sigma, this is the E15, this is the flat definer brush. I'm just gonna kind of smudge that out on the lower lash line. When I'm applying it on the lower lash line, I'm kind of like, you can't see, I'm like wiggling it with this brush. I feel like it kind of keeps it more accurate, but still kind of smudges it out and blends it just a bit. And I'm just taking the same brush, the M506 brush that I first used for the lash line, and any leftover product, I'm just kind of taking it and running it over all those shades that I put down, just so that way they kind of transition into one another more smoothly. Now I am going to take a little bit, this is my MAC Costa Riche eyeliner. I'm just going to line my waterline just a little bit with it. Want a good eyeliner that's not black. If you want to get out of doing just black eyeliner, I definitely suggest this one. It's like a very deep, kind of like almost burgundy, I'd say like a dark burgundy eyeliner, and it's really nice if you have green eyes or hazel eyes. It really makes them pop. Even brown eyes too, I feel like it kind of brings like the gold out in brown eyes too. Would not be a look for Desi and Katie if I did not bring out the queen bees. So I'm gonna pop these babies on off camera real quick. Now that I have my lashes popped on, I'm just going to take a little bit of mascara. This is the It Cosmetics, their Superhero Mascara. Just go ahead and bond those lashes together with my natural ones. It really works well when you're putting lashes on. I feel like it really helps bond them. So originally I was going to go back to the eyeshadow palette and I was going to use Sue's in my inner corner, but I had actually already used Sue's on a previous look and I was not a fan of how it went on in my inner corner. I feel like it looks really well as a lid shadow, but not for an inner corner highlight. I feel like on me it's a little bit too dark, so I'm just going to go back in with Fuego and I'm going to pop that in my inner corner. And I am using this on a Morphe M505 brush. I'm gonna get better at seeing the brushes, I feel like, because I'm just like, here it is. This is what I'm using. And I do need just a little pop of something on my brow bone, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of Beam. This is by far my favorite brow bone highlight. Out of the two liquid lipsticks, I didn't pick up Hot Fire. For me, reds just aren't really my go-to. But I really fell in love, on the other hand, with Sauvage. And plus this works really well since I am doing a more fall-inspired look. So let's get vampy with this lip color. And this is the first time I'm actually putting the lipstick on, so this is definitely a first impressions right here. So I really like this lip color. It is a little sticky while it's drying, but I did not need to apply more than one coat on my lips, and it was super pigmented and dark. So I'm a fan of these liquid lipsticks. I'm very kind of careful when it comes to liquid lipsticks too. I feel like some of them are really patchy, you know, depending on the brand they can become really patchy, they can become very dry. This doesn't feel drying actually, I feel like my lips aren't glued on, they can definitely still move, and it feels really good on my lips. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set my final look using my Skindinavia setting spray. So this is the final look. I hope you guys like it. All in all, I think that their products are really good. I think this was a very successful collab, and I'm definitely so happy for Desi and Katy. I've been following them for so long, so it's awesome to see, you know, YouTubers get these opportunities, and I think they did a really good job with this. And considering that this was my first time actually ever using Dose of Colors, I will definitely be repurchasing. I really like their formulas. Yeah, I think it was awesome. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and click that like button, and definitely since you're down there, go ahead and click the subscribe button as well. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!